Section 1. The architecture of noise. We often think of noise as a personal failing, a symptom of a cluttered mind, or an inability to focus. It is presented as an internal struggle, a private battle against distraction, one we're expected to manage on our own. Yet this view overlooks a fundamental truth about the world we inhabit. The constant stream of mental input, the persistent hum of information and demands, is not an accident of modern life. It is, in large part, a product of deliberate design. Systems and environments around us are engineered to capture and direct our attention, forming a pervasive architecture of noise. That architecture shapes our cognitive experience from the moment we wake. Mental noise begins not as an internal feeling, but as an external signal, a carefully crafted stimulus designed to trigger a response. Consider the modern smartphone, the quintessential device of engineered attention. Every notification that appears on its screen is the result of a series of deliberate choices. A designer decided on its color, often a vibrant red or a bright blue, chosen specifically to stand out against a neutral background and create a sense of urgency. The sound that accompanies it was selected from a library of options, tested to be just jarring enough to pierce through ambient noise without being completely unpleasant. These are not accidental features. They are the fundamental components of an economy built on capturing slices of our cognitive bandwidth. The timing of these interruptions is also meticulously planned. Alerts are not dispatched at random. They are often triggered by user inactivity, a digital tap on the shoulder to re-engage us when our attention drifts elsewhere. The systems learn our patterns, understanding the optimal moments to present a new piece of information or a social update. The design of noise is not only about isolated events, but also about establishing a pervasive rhythm of interruption. The open plan office is a perfect case study. It was conceived with ideals of collaboration and transparency, but its design inherently engineers a state of constant potential interruption. Every ringing telephone is a shared auditory event. A colleague walking past your desk can fracture a delicate train of thought. Each system, meant for efficiency, contributes to a fractured reactive workflow. Our attention is not our own. It is continuously pulled apart by external demands. The environment is a symphony of designed interruptions. A digital display flashes arrival times, scrolling text. A public address system crackles with automated safety messages. The rhythmic beeping of closing train doors commands immediate action. We become adept at switching contexts, but this skill comes at a cost. We end the day depleted, not from one big effort, but from 1,000 tiny interruptions. The noise is not the crisis, it's the ceaseless, ordinary rhythm of a world built to keep us perpetually on call. The design of noise finds one of its most sophisticated expressions in the realm of commerce, where attention is directly convertible into profit. A supermarket aisle is not a neutral space for storing goods. It is a meticulously engineered environment designed to influence behavior. Fonts yellows pulling our focus towards promotions we had no intention of seeking. A background hum of suggestions and temptations that requires mental effort to resist. This commercial score is not limited to visual cues. Slower music can encourage leisurely browsing, impulse buys near the checkout designs that silently guide our decisions without our conscious awareness. A deliberate choreography of movement and behavior. The traffic signal is perhaps the most fundamental element of this urban dance. Its simple, universally understood sequence of red, amber, and green dictates the pulse of the street. This silent, rhythmic command requires our constant, low-level attention. The painted white lines on the asphalt, the textured paving designed to alert the visually impaired, and the button that must be pressed to request a crossing signal. The design of the street itself, the width of the pavements, we internalize these cues without conscious thought, its physical form a silent instructor in a citywide lesson of order and control. However, this relentless organization comes at a cognitive price. It generates a continuous stream of inputs that we must process, all dictated by the deliberate design of the urban stage. The most pervasive inputs are often those we do not consciously register as work. They are the small, silent adjustments we make as we move between different tasks and contexts. Consider a parent preparing a family meal while also supervising a child's homework. They are measuring ingredients. Then they are deciphering a maths problem. Each switch, however brief, requires a mental reset, a subtle but significant effort to load a new set of rules and objectives into working memory. An office worker might begin their day with a clear plan to write a detailed report. An email arrives, and they toggle from the report to their inbox. A message on a chat platform appears, and they switch again to provide a quick answer. The primary task, writing the report, is not abandoned, but it is constantly fragmented. The worker is not just working, they are also managing the process of perpetually switching their focus, paying a cognitive penalty with each and every toggle. Many of the decisions that shape our cognitive load, they are made for us, embedded in the default settings of the technologies and systems we use. A beep signals the end of a cycle, and a connected app might send a push notification to our phone. We did not choose this chorus of alerts. We have to navigate complex menus. The path of least resistance, the one most people will follow, is to simply accept the default. When we install a new application or sign up for a service, we are often automatically opted in to a full suite of notifications. The silent cognitive work lies in this constant low-level vigilance, the need to review and curate the channels through which we can be interrupted. The weight of these defaults is that they create an environment of presumed intrusion. The default state is noise. Silence is something that must be earned, configured, and defended. It is a fatigue without crisis, a slow and silent depletion of mental resources. We end the day feeling drained, yet cannot point to a single cause. Instead, our energy was siphoned away by 1,000 tiny cuts. A relentless series of small cognitive demands that seem trivial alone, standing in front of an open refrigerator, unable to decide what to eat, or scrolling aimlessly through a social media feed, too tired to either engage or look away. It feels like a personal failing. It is the sheer volume and continuity that does the damage. An environment that treats attention as infinite rather than a finite capacity that requires space, rest, and protection. Section 4. The affordance of quiet, a form of peace relaxation. But this perspective misses the essential, practical nature of quiet. Silence is not merely an absence of stimulus. It is an operational space, deep thought and careful repair. Consider the process of strategic planning within an organization. The act of formulating a long-term vision demands sustained, unbroken concentration. It is the mental clearing where disparate ideas can be connected. The quiet is not the reward for the work. It is the workspace itself. A doctor waiting for test results. A scientist observing a slow chemical reaction. It is a period of heightened awareness and reflection, where one processes what has already happened and prepares for what might come next. Just as a handle affords pulling, a quiet environment affords concentration and deliberation. It is a resource that can be intentionally designed into our systems and spaces. The preservation of functional stillness isn't chance. It's the result of conscious design choices. Institutional rules. Think of a hospital corridor late at night. It supports patients' rest and recovery. An organization might implement a quiet hours policy, shifting defaults from always-on notifications to quiet by default, where interruptions must be actively chosen. These are practical adjustments that respect the finite nature of human attention. Careful work. Embedding silence isn't rejecting technology. We have journeyed through the architecture of the modern world, not as a collection of passive objects, but as an active system that deliberately shapes our internal state. The central claim of this essay has been that the pervasive mental noise we experience is not a personal failure, but a product of design. From the choreographed flow of a city street to the constant, invisible inputs of our devices, but to foster a more critical awareness of the environments we inhabit and create. Just as noise can be designed into a system, so too can quiet be intentionally preserved. It is the functional quiet required for planning reflection. This essay, therefore, concludes not with an answer or a call to action. It leaves a quiet space for reflection rather than instruction, to experience a moment of stillness in a world that rarely affords it. The real work begins in the silence that follows, in the quiet moments where we can begin to observe the designed world around us with new eyes and to consider what it might mean to build a more deliberate and more silent future.